It had to happen next. So I've been sitting here peacefully 10 or 15 minutes getting everything set up. It's been a beautiful, peaceful morning here in Asakusa. And then about 15 seconds ago, just when I'm getting ready to open up, some truck parks. You can't see it, it's just off to the right. Here he goes. Oh, the Vegemon's back. He's already been. He was here once about 20 minutes ago. He must have forgotten something. All right, peaceful again. Good, good, good. Good, good. Come on. Hey, how long has it been since we were here, down on the first floor? I can't remember. Electric taxi, electric car. I really have no idea. Has it been a month or so, or 6 weeks? I don't know. It's been a while. All the gear, you know, all the gear was upstairs and spread all over the building. I had to find cables here, get stuff off the balcony upstairs, get it all reassembled. Cable A to camera B to cable A, whatever. First floor stream, yeah. Not for the Europeans. No. Hey, thank you very much. I'm back. I had 3 days, 2.5 days in Ome. I got back late last night. I stayed longer than I should have. Video editing, and I got some work done. I can report I got some video editing done. It's not the video everybody is waiting to see. We're all waiting for the Adventures in Washi Part 3. I'm working on that. That's in there. I'm assembling bits and pieces, trying to thread the story together. That's not actually finished yet. It's in Final Cut Pro being assembled. But it's going to take me such a long time to do that yesterday, 2 days ago, I jumped ahead and used some other film stuff that I've got, and I assembled another POV video. Point of view, you know, on one of those videos where I make a print and the camera is looking over my head and showing it. And it's the printing on the takeoff print for this year's series. And that video now is almost ready. The threading is done, the editing is done, the subtitles are done, the audio is done. I haven't done color balancing, and I haven't recorded an introduction, which I will try and do maybe today or tomorrow here. So there could be a simple video early next week. The big video, the one we're all waiting to see, that'll be still a little bit longer. No, Meaning of Life #2, I'm sorry, not yet. That's way, way down the line. Way, way down the line, for a couple of reasons. There's real work to do, videos about Washi and about the company. And then also too, I'm still gelling the ideas for that one. Soon, trademark, yeah. It's called, what was the guy's name? I forget, we talked about this before. I know, Jerry Pournelle, kind of. Real soon now, I think his phrase was, real soon now, registered trademark. Something from the tech world. Okay. More Blast from the Past, that's still waiting. I'm sorry, that's in the pipe, down in the pipe. New York Times, Sunday's newspaper, Sunday, June 29th. I don't think there's anything there that you don't already know about. The reason this is here on Saturday is because I go to the 7-Eleven and I pick up my newspaper Saturday morning. I get it for the Sunday puzzle. We're carving today. Boom. We're carving. Oh, look at that. Packages. Packages arrived a couple of days ago, just before I left for Ome. In fact, these arrived on Tuesday while Murata-san was here. You're looking at the top edge of packages for 500 sheets of Iwano washi paper. We are buying as much paper as they can make for us. We have an open order with both of them, the Iwanos and the Murata. An open order. Anything you can make, anything. If somebody else doesn't want it, send it to us. Stupid or not, I don't know. We're building a washi bank. It survives for decades. It's okay. Even if we can't use it ourselves because of our printer problems, this is a huge, huge asset. It's only going to get rarer, and it's only going to get more expensive. So that both of those workshops have an open order from us. Anything. just send it. We're not ready to start selling that paper generally just yet. The Murata-san paper, she's not ready to do commercial orders yet. At some point we may start to release some of the Iwano paper. I don't know, we'll see. Nothing yet. Vivid KP says, can we make withdrawals if we haven't made deposits? In your dreams? I don't know. No, please, no public announcements about paper for sale. Just simply at the moment we're buying it. So much for a peaceful Saturday morning. Okay, we're carving. Now what we are carving is this. Does this make any sense? I don't remember what you've seen and what you haven't seen. Have you seen, this is the August, oh, I got to stop calling you by the month. This is the 8th print in the series. I said it's the August print. We can't refer to them that way anymore because we're off schedule. This is the 8th print in this year's series. Oh, it looks like Nishinomiya-san is heading to the airport. Look at this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is the lady who lives next door. We shouldn't be watching. Looks like they're heading off on a vacation, which is tough these days. It's inbound, yes, but not outbound. The squid kite. Okay, I see what you mean. The squid kite. I guess it could be, yes. So. Someone's asking, did I go to an art school? I'm not an artist. I am a carver here. I'm a wood chopper. How much wood could a wood chopper chop if a wood chopper could chop wood? We need to sharpen. Paper is out, yes. And in fact, it's you've reminded me, it's a bit too late because that was Ishikawa-san. Did you hear the footsteps? Ishikawa-san has just headed upstairs. I got up this morning and I forgot to go upstairs to check about taking paper out. But then I needed a shower, so I headed upstairs for the shower, and then I saw the yellow dot on the freezer door and took her paper out. But I had forgotten. You break the routine, you know. It's so easy to break your routines. Are they really going to walk to the station? The station is a long way on a hot morning like this when you have giant suitcases and an elderly couple. They should have just called a cab. Or sent the bags a day earlier by Takumin. Okay, it's been a while since I've done this. Get your act together here, Dave. These days it's been Dave for printing videos and Taran-san for carving videos, so I get the feeling that I'm encroaching in his territory now. I think I'm still allowed to do this. See, I can't see anywhere. Okay, let's get some lights. Okay, why am I carving this if it's one of the prints in the Dreams of Future Past series. Why is Dave carving this? This being the print number 8, because it's an even numbered print, the carver for this is Kawasaki-san, our carver who lives in Hyogo Prefecture in Kobe. But we are running a little bit late on this, as we all know. So I've done the color separations over the past few days. I center the blocks, but the color count on this one has turned out to be a little bit high. And also we had a problem, not a problem, but an issue with 2 of the color blocks. They're spread over the whole picture, but the color at the lower area is wide and deep. But Atelier Sento has called for the same color to be used up on the top part of the image in this kite area in a very delicate detailed pattern. And the same thing happens with another one of the color blocks. So 2 of the color blocks have broad deep color at the bottom and on the same color delicate at the top. So what kind of wood do we use for that? We need a good firm piece of wood, but not too hard, for the color wide area, but we need a hard piece of wood for the delicate areas of color. So I took the decision to split them up, and I sent Kawasaki-san the lower part of these blocks. She got a block here to carve a red and pink color, and I'm going to do the pink for this kite, which is much more delicate. And I'm going to do it on a harder piece of wood. We're actually using some leftover boxwood. It doesn't really demand boxwood, but it's all the hard wood that we have. And then there's another one which has blue at the bottom and more blue patterns on the kite. So I sent her the basic color block set, including those 2, and I kept for myself the 2 at the top here for a couple of reasons. To cut down on her time, and also to give me a job here while I'm waiting for my next printing. What I should be doing right now is I should be printing on the 7th print in the series, but our printer in Nagano has not finished yet the first batch of 200. She has not been well. I can't talk too much about it. No, nothing fatal or anything, but she has not been well, and it couldn't work for about 2 weeks. And we actually didn't know about this. I found out about it Tuesday or Wednesday that she was running 2 weeks late. So this is why we are going to be postponing. I mentioned this on the stream the other day, and we'll be sending an email to the collectors in a few days, today or tomorrow. We're postponing the July print. The 7th print of the series will be sent not July 1st, it'll be sent August 1st. And we're going to bump them all back 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. And we may have to do this again a couple of months from now. So this series, Dreams of Future Past, will still be a series of 12 prints as scheduled, but it won't all happen this calendar year. It just can't. We don't have the printers. And what that means for next year's series, stay tuned. Oh, was I on stream? Was I on camera? I wasn't watching carefully. I should have zoomed in. Okay, thank you. I didn't even think to check the camera view. I'm sorry. Little spider. Come on, guy. You're on camera. Spider there. Okay, let's get our set, get zoomed in. Is there any info on how Dave handles or avoids the fuzzing, swelling issues from not sealing his blocks? Well, it's not just me. It said you go back 300 years, 400 years, the Japanese tradition, we don't seal them. We use the bare cherry wood as it is. This is not Dave's innovation. This is just how it works. Okay, just let me get set here, one sec. If you've got wood and you're finding that it's fuzzing up or something, then you've got the wrong wood, or you've prepared it the wrong way. And having said that, Mokuhankan at the moment is using quite a lot of wood that we've prepared the wrong way. Just a sec. Let me get this first. Oh, I've jiggered the... Hang on, the plug. Okay. Okay, a couple of things. The cuts are swelling. Okay, there's a few issues here. Someone's talking about the wood after carving swelling or fuzzing. And there's a couple of things. Ideally, the wood should not be sanded smooth. The wood should never see anything except sharp blades. When the wood is sliced, planed, sliced with no sanding, it leaves a rock hard, smooth surface. And when you cut into it and make lines, cut the proper way, more about this in a minute, then when you hit it with water, the wood doesn't swell up and fuzz up. If the wood has been sanded smooth, and this is a lot of what we're doing here, Taran-san, if he's listening today, he's thinking, oh my God, Dave, that last block you sent me fuzzed. It did, because we are not slicing it. We don't have the planing technology here. We are sanding our block smooth, which is the first mistake. But what's happening here? Somebody negotiate with terrorists, whatever. If you're finding your wood is swelling after cutting, it's almost certainly because as you cut, you are compressing the part of the wood that shouldn't be compressed. I got to get to work here, so I can't give a lecture here, but that's the point. If we were wanting to leave this line, that's not what's happening here. This line is not the key block. We're going to cut this pattern. But if we wanted to leave this line, you've got a knife with a bevel and a flat side. If we cut like this, with the bevel against the line, then the line wood will be compressed by the bevel. And then later when you're printing, because it's compressed, it swells back up. What you want is to use the flat side of the knife against the line, and any compression is happening in the waste wood. And you can see it if we take it away here. The waste wood doesn't care that it's been compressed. It's just the line that is left. And if you follow that rule, avoiding compression of any wood that's going to be left, then you're much better off. And this was a plague for me in the early years before I understood it. I didn't realize that the knife going into the wood, the knife is a V shape, pushing it into the wood, is compressing wood. It's not an ocean of water. It can't run out of the way like a bow in front of a ship. You're compressing the wood. Okay, what we're doing here, the lines you see, these are from the key block. We are not going to leave those. What we want to leave are these black dots inside these patterns. These are for a color. So we're going to carve away the black lines. Don't get upset about this. Okay, too many questions. I'm sorry. Sounds like lots of answers are coming now. Okay, let's do this. Buddy, I've forgotten how to carve. Do I still remember how to do this? No. In the old days when I was making the Poet series and then the Surimono albums, working on my own with no outside printers and carvers, it was a monthly routine. You know, I'd spend a week or 2 weeks carving, then clean up the desk, switch to printing mode, then spend a week or 2 weeks or whatever printing the blocks that I had just carved, doing no carving. And then at the end of that, of course, switch back, clean up the desk, switch back to the carving. So for me, it was alternating. And that was 20 years of doing that. More than 20 years of alternating, being a carver for a couple of weeks, then being a printer for a couple of weeks, then back and forth and back and forth. And all the you know, what do you call them? In Japanese, it's a tako, like the hard places of skin that developed during the period, the 2 weeks of carving or printing would go away when you're doing the other job. So it was constant learning and relearning. And the same thing now, it's been weeks since I did any carving. If you think about someone who's an athlete, a tennis player or whatever, anything, ask them to take 2 weeks off and then come back and pick it up again. What are they going to say? You know, like, can't do that. You can't just stop for a few weeks and then pick it up again. That's the downside to being the all-rounder type of person that Dave is here. Not recommended. Well, whatever, people are what they are, but got to learn all over again what to do. Not from zero, but, you know. It's not a complaint, just a comment, you know. It's not just the carving and printing, you know, it's all the other stuff that I do, the video editing. I spent the last 2 days in Final Cut Pro. And the first few hours are just a headache. I can't remember the key commands. Where do you find the menu for opening the titles and stuff like this? I can't remember where it is because it's been months since I used the software. There's a real downside to doing all this stuff by yourself. And the older I get, absolutely the worse it gets. Always. Traditional, okay, people are asking about the moisture. I know, of course, going moldy is a huge problem. In summertime, you do smaller batches or whatever. A lot of the printers here in town, they're still using preservatives like formaldehyde, formalin. We are not using that here. They're using formaldehyde in their water. No way are we going to do that here. In the old days, most of the work really was done in the winter. The summer, all the part-time laborers were working on farms. They only came to Edo to work on printing during the winter. So in the old days, it was a winter business for the most part. Not too many traditional people here use plastic bags. They use cloth, wet cloth. And before packing in for the night, they will moisten the cloth. The idea, and I'm on board with this, the idea is that if it's sealed from the air completely, as with plastic bags, that's not so good, and that would help develop mold. By having it more open to the air, the idea is that it retards mold. I'm not really sure about that because I think the air is actually full of mold, and our system is seal it in plastic, freeze it, and renew every day. And really, I can't remember the last time we had a mold problem with any of our prints, and we work all year long. Someone's asking, have we got Mudabori to be aligned? No, this is just simply a color block. The registration marks are here. This paper was pasted down carefully into registration marks. There's no Mudabori necessary here. I printed the pattern from the Atelier Sento Photoshop file. You've seen me do this kind of stuff before. I printed it onto Gumpi, lined it up by using the outlines, of course. There's no Mudabori involved here. Someone says, any reason not to use a cosmetic or food preservative in the water for damping? Well, I don't really know anything about that. I'm sorry. Food preservatives, the stuff they put in the food we eat, is that going to stop bugs growing in hot paper, wet paper in a warm environment? I'm not so sure. You know, food preservatives still assume that the food is going to be kept in a refrigerator or whatever. Even though there's preservatives in our modern food, you just can't leave it on the counter. You know. So I'm not sure if that would be anything suitable for us. I'm sorry, I don't know. That's out of my knowledge base completely. When we read about this, preservatives in our food, what does that mean? They're obviously not using things that are dangerous to human beings. I don't know, I'm sorry. Maybe it's something we should look into, I don't know. Tasty Prince. But yeah, Rusty, Anthony Rusty. Okay, what's today going to be? There's a few things today. The job obviously is this carving. I will be working my way through this thing. I don't think I'll be finished this during today's stream. There are two such blocks. This is the block for a pink pattern on the kite. I also have a block for the blue pattern on the kite, and I guess I'll be saving that one for Monday. So Monday's stream also, I think, will be a carving stream like this. We have show and tell today. We have a backup show and tell, which is simply more of the match labels. What I'm hoping is that the Takubin guy, the black cat, will be delivering sometime around 9 o'clock, right? He comes 9 o'clock or so. And he's got a package with a print inside that I am very, 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 very much looking forward to showing you. So if it arrives, we will look at that. If the Takubin guy doesn't make it in time, or the print I'm waiting for is not in his delivery, then we'll do a backup. We'll look at more match labels. We also have a tiny bit of video, not a tiny bit of video, about a 4 or 5 minute video clip taken in Ome yesterday afternoon. I went out there on Wednesday, stayed Thursday morning to do a stream, and I actually ended up staying there Thursday night, and I came home to Asakusa late last night, getting here around midnight. I stayed for the fireflies for a couple of days. I saw them Wednesday night, Thursday night, and I even stayed for fireflies Friday night. Got hungry as hell because I didn't have any dinner prepared, and then came back to Asakusa on a late train. But yesterday afternoon, while I was there doing video editing work, I noticed something on one of the trees outside. And I saw some motion, that looks interesting. And I grabbed one of my cameras, the camera that's normally the fish cam. I grabbed the camera, put there. I didn't have my glasses on. I'm outside, my glasses are in there, but there's action happening on the tree. So I can see sort of the action on the tree. I don't have my glasses. But there's the camera, but I can't see the screen on the camera. It's a total fuzzy blur. So I tried. I zoomed in on what I thought was happening, touched the screen to give a focus, and stood there meters away from the action, videoing it, not being able to see what's going on, and totally being unable to see the screen. Just, this looks interesting. Something's happening here. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Okay, seems like it's over. I stopped the camera. It was comedy gold. So we'll look at it today. I got to do some carving first. If you remind me around 9 o'clock or so, let's have a little bit of a playback from one branch on one tree in Ome. Let's have a look at that. Questions. What are the questions? Nanny, Stevie Wonder using a Canon camera. Well, it works, but you know, I couldn't see what I was shooting. I knew there was something going on there, but I couldn't see what it was, and I am so glad I recorded it. So. It's also blatantly against Twitch's terms of service, the TOS, right? I don't think anybody will be offended by it, but if you describe what we're going to see, it's totally, blatantly against the terms of service. You know, I haven't been out in Ome so much. The experience yesterday, the last few days of being out there, getting work done, but also hanging out in the river, getting in the water, seeing all the stuff going around, it reminds me of the years I spent there. You know, I used to live in that house. I moved there in 2000 and came down here to Asakusa in 2014, I guess 2015. So I was in that home all day, every day for 15 years. And the last few days, it reminds me about that. It was just so nice, you know, so much stuff is going on. There's positives and negatives. Yesterday morning, I was there for a while, and I was trying to get some nice video. And then about 4 or 5 doors down across the river, some guy starts up a weed whacker. I think we heard it on the stream the other day. He got closer and closer and closer. So much for a perfect quiet afternoon. Weed whacker droning away all afternoon. The gas motor and the whacking sound. So it's not like that place is some paradise. There's frustrations there. Can we get in closer? I'm not sure about the focus here. Maybe we can get in a bit closer. Let's see. Looking good. Looking good. So I'm saying, is there a fix if a bit of wood is cut out that shouldn't have been? Yes, we do repairs all the time. Not all the time. We can repair if it's necessary. If there's too many mistakes on a block or too many things are screwed up, it's perhaps easier just to start again with a different piece of wood. But yeah, we fix this. I think there's a bot command. There's a page explaining what we do. Someone's got it. Thank you. The kind of wood today, we're using boxwood today. Most of the work we do is done on Japanese mountain cherry. Today it's boxwood because the pattern is fairly small. It's not so small as to require boxwood, but we don't have any good firm cherry at all. Nearly all the cherry wood we've got in stock these days is just too soft. And if we carved this pattern on it, it would carve easily. But during the printing of the first couple of hundred copies, easily, these things would start to wear out. not so much wear out, but they would be pressed. Just to get a good printing impression, you need a firm pressure with the Baron, but this wood is so soft, these areas would tend to get spread out, and we'd lose all our definition. So I'm carving this small pattern, these little pieces here, and the fine tail. We're going to carve them on boxwood today, although most of our work is done on Japanese mountain cherry. In fact, the back side of this block has already been carved. This is the back side of the key block. I've got to be careful with this too. If I screw this around too much, this is the key block. And normally we wouldn't use the back side, but it's okay just to get this small area done. Is it just me, or are there lots and lots of airplane sounds today? I don't remember. It's been a month or so since we were here carving, a couple of months, and it seems to me that there's much more airplane noise than we normally hear. Or is it just me? I don't know. Or maybe it's simply, this is it, the tourists and stuff, the volume of people coming in. Maybe there are just that many more flights. It seems now basically constant airplane sound. Once one is gone, the next one follows, the next one follows. Maybe it's today's weather pattern, the wind direction brings the flights over this area after they take off from Haneda. I don't know. I can hear the sound, yeah. Let's put the outside camera has an audio track. Let's put it up a bit. I can hear the roar of the airplanes there. Someone's asking about places to visit, you know. I know the easy answer on this, and this was me too in my early days. When you're in Japan, in your first experiences, many people, of course, they want to hit the famous places. You want to see that temple and that thing and whatever. But the best impressions I have from my early days in Japan, both when I was here visiting and in the early days living here, was just streets. You know, you could just get on the train, go to any train station, and just get off anything randomly and just stroll. And it's all so interesting and novel and fun. So if the question that person just asked was about trying to do tourism away from the most popular sightseeing places, the answer is sort of a bit meaningless answer. Go anywhere. Just go anywhere. It's, especially in Tokyo, my God, just go to any train station, walk around, go to one of the train stations on the Yamanote line, not the big ones, Ikebukuro, Shibuya, Shinjuku. Avoid those, although they're fun too. Just grab a station, or do what Jason does. He'll walk across Tokyo, like he'll start at Shinjuku and walk across to Asakusa. And so many cool things you'll see along the way. How's our time? We're okay, so what's our time? 8:44, halfway through. Oh, John's got the same thing. It's a thing. I mean, it's not like my original big idea. This town is so much fun and so interesting, especially to a newbie. Just like every building is something interesting, you know. Any places in Tokyo a tourist should avoid. Whatever, I know. The advice on that is a little bit different in recent years. Say pre-pandemic or early after the pandemic, if someone said, you know, are there things that I should watch out for, should avoid in Tokyo? I would have said, no, you're safe everywhere, the food's good everywhere, blah, 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 blah. It's not quite true now. We're seeing the development in Tokyo and Japan. We're seeing the development of tourist trap type places. It really wasn't a thing here, but it's now coming. There are restaurants that are charging 3 times the price that locals would pay. It's coming, the idea of a tourist trap, because so overwhelmingly large numbers of people coming in, and a lot of the places here have learned that the visitors are not so discriminatory. They don't care about prices. They don't even know what's good or bad. And we are seeing the development of tourist trap type places. And I'm next door to one of them. Somebody must be talking about this. Yeah, Kobe beef next door, absolutely. Prices 3 times, 4 times what it should be. The food maybe as advertised, maybe not as advertised. So I don't know. It makes it a bit more difficult. Whereas before I could have said, it doesn't matter, go anywhere. Now you got to keep your eyes open a little bit. It's not a huge danger. I mean, compared to whatever, Dave remembers being in Paris in like 1974 or something as a total newbie tourist, and oh my God, I got cleaned up. Whatever, you know. I mean, I don't want to get French people upset or Italian people upset or whatever, but European cities, there's been the concept of tourist traps for a very, 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 very long time. And Japan hasn't been that way in most of my time here. But it's coming. I mean, human beings are human beings wherever they are. The sort of easy, quick rule on this street right here. If there's a tout trying to pull you inside, walk away. If there's flashing lights and a sign, walk away. If there's Spider-Man walking up the wall of a restaurant, walk away. You know, just follow your basic rules, you know. And then do a bit of research, Google it, whatever. We see this all the time. In fact, it's sort of, you can't not see this. In the evening when it's restaurant time, I'll be on my way to my own restaurant or something, and I'll be walking down the street, and I'll see all the time, there's a restaurant somewhere, and outside it, some couple are standing there, a guy's standing there, a tourist, and they're doing this. They've Googled it, you know, of course. Next restaurant, there's somebody standing outside. They're Googling it to see what the reviews say. So, what can you believe? I don't know. I don't know. If it's a giant baron in front of the building, walk away. I heard a motorcycle. Does that mean a Kawasaki Ninja? Is that what it was? The motorcycle? Should we take a peek? Maybe there's something blocking. Yeah, it was a motorcycle across the street. The Ninja Boys. They have different modes of transportation, you know. Sometimes they come by bicycle, some by motorcycle, sometimes walking. Someone says you're shopping in Japan, they stapled the receipt to the passport. That was the old system pre-pandemic. The new system doesn't work like that. The new tax-free system is all online. There's no more requirements for pieces of paper to be stapled into your passport. Having said that, it is now being shaken up again. The new system starts November 2026, when you will be paying tax at the shops and getting authorization for a refund at the airport. That's the new system. Details still being ironed out. It could be that Mokuhankan will cease becoming a tax-free shop in November 2026, depending on the paperwork requirements. The current system that we've seen, according to the information from the tax office, is that when the tourists, they pay tax at the shops, and at the airport, on confirmation with the tax office that they're leaving, they receive an authorization for a refund. They don't get the money there at the airport. They receive an authorization. And the shop where they purchase the goods is then legally required to do the refund. And if that's the case, then we're out of the game, because I have no way to send like 200 yen to somebody in Italy once they've left the country. You know. Various third-party systems are clearly going to jump in to try and fill the gap, but they will, of course, they will take half of the money easily for themselves. So I don't know. Details to be confirmed over the next couple of years, but it could be that the tax thing in Japan is simply breaking down. It's only 10%, and most customers could care less. We get that all the time. They bring a print to the counter. Have you got your passport? No, it's okay, I don't care. Lots and lots of people say this all the time. There's also a move, there's various discussion groups inside the government that are trying to move to get the tax-free system abolished completely on the grounds that tourists should be paying this tax. They are enjoying the wonderful infrastructure in Japan while they are here, so they should be, the claim goes, they should be paying taxes to help support it. And that's gaining momentum. There are groups inside the government, study groups, and that's gaining momentum. So. Okay, it's 8:54. Tell you what, let's change gears for a minute. Change gears. Let's look at that video that I took yesterday afternoon. First, let me go to my hard drive and wake it up. I've learned that I have to wake up the hard drive first, spin up, otherwise the video will jerk and stutter at the beginning. I fell into that the other day. Okay, good. Hard drive is now spinning. Let's take a look at a video that I recorded yesterday. I don't believe it has any sound because I've copied and pasted this through a screen capture. But it doesn't matter, there's no specific sound involved here. As I said, this video, I took this off the cuff, not being able to see what was going on. All I could see was that there was beetle action happening over on a tree. Beetles are fighting, and over the left-hand side, a couple is engaged in what seems to be an amorous adventure. Oop, one beetle thrown away. This guy attacked and threw away one. Next. Attack the next one. The amorous couple has been disturbed a little bit, but no problem. Back to business. Settling down, quiet again for a little bit. And again, I couldn't see what was happening here. It was all a blur to me in the screen. Are we finished? No, the beetle that got knocked off, or another one, is about to make a reappearance. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. Oops, look at this, chasing that couple out of there. You guys get out of here. Off they go. Back to the war. I don't know which one is which. Here we go. Look at that. He just tossed the guy off the tree. Trying to do the same thing. You get out of here. This guy, the lower one, wants this territory all to himself. He just grabbed the guy and flipped him off the tree. There you go. So he seems now to have claimed his note. The other guy's coming back. I'm confused which one is which. They move around so quickly. And here we are. The couple now enter stage left. Our couple has come back. Oops. One down. And this must be the guy now. He's lost his partner, so okay, let's get involved in the war. I think that's the male. He's climbing on this other guy. Does he think, look at this, he's climbed on the back. Oop, oop, oop. Again, I couldn't see any of the detail of this. All I knew is that there had been stuff happening. It's all a blur. And at this point, it got kind of quiet. And from where I stood, it looked like it was all over, so I shut the camera off. Now that I know these guys are there, later in the afternoon, there was still action. They were still fighting. And also joining in were wasps. Wasps started landing on that same branch and coming into the same area. So all I can guess at this point is that that tree must be dripping some kind of sap or something that's food, and that it's attractive to the beetles and also attractive to the wasps. I won't be out there again. I'll be out there again on Tuesday. We're doing our year-end Tano Oroshi. Our financial year ends on Monday. So Tuesday, when the shop is closed, we're going to be heading out to Ome to count all the prints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I can stay out there for another day, I'll try and get back to this tree. And this time I'll try and set the camera properly, zoom in properly, because I think there's a hotbed of activity there. We'll see. And I'm sorry, I've never seen any of the Attenborough things. So I hear the story. People are talking about Dave Attenborough and stuff, but I don't know how to do the voice. So I don't know. I should prepare a script. And one April Fool's or something, we should do this, you know, the male. Unrebuffed by, I don't know, I should learn his voice. And wear my glasses. That's the thing, if I look at the screen, I can't see what, I need bifocals, I guess. If I'd have had my glasses, I could have looked at the screen here through my glasses, looked over there. So I'm sorry. Anyway, I thought that was fun. I also got yesterday and the day before a ton of good fish video, but really that's not suitable video for a saksa. Let's play fish video while we are in Ome. Karen, your camera came into beautiful use, and we got some good underwater fish clips for next time. And we also have, whatever, save it for later. Save it for later. After each show and tell, we can have a beetle battle. Yeah. I enjoyed living in Ome so much, you know. The years I lived there, I used to, because the room where I was carving before I had my workshop finished downstairs, the room I was working faced south, and it got unbearably hot. So I had the idea at one point of hanging a pipe, a long metal pipe, from the second floor window, about 4 meters long, and I hung a net from it that covered the first floor. And I let the weeds and grasses grow. So I would spend all summer, July, August, September, I would spend all summer behind this net. But I had no video camera. There wasn't YouTube, there was no streaming. This is back in like 2003, 4, 5, 6. And the stuff I saw in that net was just incredible. I should go back there, give all this stuff up and go back there. Yeah, maybe it's time for an animal compilation, whatever. Okay, sorry, back to it. It's going to be delivery time, right? The post, is it that package coming by the mailman or by Yamato? No, the package is coming by Black Cat. If he comes before 9:15, we will see a certain print. If the delivery guy doesn't come, we will do some match labels for show and tell. Coming along well. I said I was stiff at this, but you don't forget how to do it completely. Looks okay. Looks good. This is about the right thing to get back into touch with. Pineapple is so... Someone says, cutting deep, Mr. Bull. I don't know if we're too deep or not. I think we're okay. We want, when you've got lines that are that far apart, if we cut shallow, then we could have trouble getting the V out. So for things that are a certain distance apart, in fact, these are just right distance apart, where we can make one cut and two cuts, and out pops the V. Now, it doesn't need to be that deep because the paper can't possibly sag there. But if it was shallower, I'd have to get in there with another chisel and remove the waste. So for something like this, I think this is just about exactly right. The two cuts meet in a V and pop out the intermediate stuff. Oh, somebody's here. I think I know who. Morning, good morning. Unusual, first floor. Wasn't sure if I needed to write you an email, but it seems okay. How's the trains? Not John? Yeah. Another hot day, so. Gonna come say hello?
Well, I'm coming.
It seems okay. My shoes are in the way, sorry.
You're talking about the bugs, right?
You haven't seen that video, have you? You took it yesterday. Oh, did you see it on the train?
Good morning.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sadako's here. Good morning. Soka. The thing is, I took it yesterday. I couldn't see. All I knew is that something interesting is happening, but I couldn't see. And
I was curious what you are going to show.
Well, I said the terms of the Twitch TOS terms of service. You know, there's not supposed to be gratuitous violence. There's not supposed to be raw sex. Whatever. But I think it's okay for bugs. I don't know. So. Lots of it. Sadako, good morning. So. The fireflies last night, I didn't even need to stay, almost nothing. It's funny. So we saw them Wednesday night, the show, and then Thursday night there were so many more, more than I've ever seen there at any one time. Not Yorkshire, any one time 5 or 6 at one time flying around. You know. But then last night, just one or two.
The peak was on Thursday.
It seems so, but it could be also day by day. You know, if it's a super hot day, they come out. If it's a rainy day, and that Thursday was a rainy day, so maybe there's more. And yesterday was not rainy; it was hot, so maybe they're down. So it could be that we finished the peak, or it could be that the volume changes day by day, depending on the weather.
Week.
My guess is next week. They must be all gone. You know, we've enjoyed visiting Ome the last 3 weeks in a row now to see the fireflies. And the thing that we both failed, Sadako took some video, you know, you can see little white dots, but we failed to create nice video of a gloomy thing with these green streaks flying through it, you know. It's
you could have taken videos.
I tried last night. I tried again. 2 nights ago and last night I tried, but just failed. Same thing.
On
just
Thursday?
Yeah, I tried again and, with different cameras. Just, it's so difficult, you know, so difficult. Fireflies are tough, I'm sorry, you know.
No, they didn't.
No, did you hear? I'm waiting for the Takubin guy.
You said we did.
Yeah. The package, do you remember the name Nakagawa Mokure? Do you remember the name, who that is?
I think
I'm not, it's a test, not fair to test you, but
Don't
do you
test me.
remember visiting Saiki-san at Yudo many years ago and that beautiful big woodblock of Kessho no Onna? Yeah, the big, huge, beautiful woodblock that he sent me. It's in Ome, that unused key block for the Kessho no Onna print by Hashiguchi Goyo. That was carved by Nakagawa Mokude. But he also, in his spare time, in his free time, he made prints himself for fun, carving and printing as a sosaku hangaka. And I got one of them the other day on Yahoo Auctions, and nobody knew what it. Whatever, and it's coming. Hopefully, it's coming today. Is it coming in time? I don't know. I want to see this print, you know. So, it's almost certainly not going to be here, which is frustrating for me because I want to open it. And if it comes after our stream is closed today, I can't touch it until Monday. So, or maybe I can open it and pack it up and pretend it hasn't been opened. Something like this. I don't know. Okay, let me to key you up on this then. I've told Sadako it's Nakagawa Mokude was a carver who worked through the 50s, 60s, into the 70s. He must have died, I'm not sure exactly, died in the late 70s or 1980s. And he worked as a professional carver here, but not really as a fully professional carver. He was top rank, but he also did sosaku prints himself, creative printmaking. I wrote a story about him on my newsletter years and years ago. So just to tee you up here, there's a two-part story here. This is introducing some work by Nakagawa Mokude. We may get to see a print of his in a few minutes. It's looking like that's not going to happen today. If it's not today, it'll be Monday. In the meantime, check this story. It's a two-part story, and we're going to get to see an original print by this guy either today or Monday. And this is a man who died many, many years ago. I never met him at all. He died maybe even before I came to Japan. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Hi.
This one. Your shirt.
Ah, thank you, thank you. Soka. Lunch is going into the fridge. Our lunch is going into the fridge. Thank you, thank you. I know what's going to happen, you know, then we'll start looking at match labels for the show and tell, and then like at 9:29, the delivery guy is going to bring the package. Can't be helped, can't be helped. I maybe shouldn't have talked about it, I don't know. But this guy was just such a carver, such a good carver, and an interesting person. The fact that he did carving, he also did printing by himself. He was a bit of a black sheep, didn't really connect with all the other people. So I sort of feel a bit of, as I said, I never met the guy, I know really nothing about him other than this, but I feel a bit of a connection with the person, you know, doing carving and printing. 9:15. Okay, show and tell. Show and tell. Okay, we didn't quite get our block finished today. It's okay. Here during the rest of the day while I'm in the shop, we'll carve out the other part, clear and outside. And then I have another one. There's two blocks for this patterns on this kite. Today's is going to be pink. I have another one in blue, and we'll do that on Monday. Okay, put this aside carefully for the moment. The lady checking her phone. Yeah, this is the print we're talking about. Kessho no Onna. I mean, many, many carvers have done that. Yuyudo themselves did a number of different editions of that print. And the block that I have, carved by Nakagawa-san, was actually never used for making print editions. So Nakagawa-san wasn't the carver of the copies that you see here and there. We have them in our shop sometimes. Those were not carved, to my knowledge, by Nakagawa-san. I have, well, maybe we should do it in Ome one day. You know. Okay, we still have this massive pile. Let's look at this one, because this one has something inside it that I think might be interesting. This is package number 17. Package number 17, which cost us 1, 2, 3, 6 from the bottom. Package number 17 cost us 1,000 yen. Thank you, thank you. Coffee.
Do you want some?
No, I had one just before the stream.
Okay.
I was just finishing coffee just before the stream started. In fact, there's still a little bit left. It's gone, it's gone. 90-minute old coffee. John, do you not know this story, the untouched original block? It's the link I mentioned before. You must know about this if you've forgotten. It's not 100% untouched, but it's unprinted. We have a wood block carved by Nakagawa-san for Kessho no Onna that has been unprinted. Anyway, that will have to wait for Monday. Today's show and tell will be some match level prints. Save the Nakagawa Mokure story for Monday. Oh, these are funny. This is a puzzle, I believe. I might need some help here. This is going to be a puzzle. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. First, let's open this, but then I believe we have a puzzle here. Let's just get some of this open. The theme of this group, obviously, clearly, is something related to Buddhism. Either a specific temple or a specific religious group. I don't know the details yet. We haven't had time to translate or look at any of this. That's an Otsue. Let's put those aside. I think those are different. We have a Buddhist theme today here, Sadako, clearly. This may have some explanation about it.
Aburaya Hisakichi Amy, so he passed away.
So it's in honor of somebody.
The memorial.
Memorial, okay, so we have a style. But what we have here somewhere in the middle of this, look.
Quite so all connected.
So this is going to be solemn. This is some other stuff mixed in here. Let's get those out of the way. They're clearly mixed in. There's maybe an explanation here. There's a story. Okay, now here we are. Let me put these out of the way just for a second. And what we have here now, we have a set of prints that are going to assemble together to make a larger one. These are all tight. Look at this. Look, 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 look. We've got a puzzle.
The publishers, the second daughter passed away.
I see.
And this is a thank you letter who came to the funeral.
But so this was a publisher of prints from one of these match label groups, or what's the connection with match labels? It doesn't say
anything, but
look at this. We've got a puzzle.
yeah, he's in the group, exchanging group.
Yes. So one of these match label groups, and his daughter passed away.
Second daughter.
Second daughter. Okay.
This seems to be present for those members.
Look at this. It's coming together. There's this piece by piece. Is that the one that goes there? Oi, 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 oi. Here we go. This one looks like this one goes here. No, because it's got to be somebody. No, facing the other way. No, it must be this one. No? Yeah. Yeah. No, no, that doesn't fit there. Okay, I'm sorry. Just a minute. That one must go here. Okay, what connects to this? Yeah, okay, you're blocking the camera. Be careful.
Sorry.
No, but that can't be. Look. No, I don't, because that goes off to the side. This has got to be the top one. Just a minute. Look. No?
No. I think I'm...
None? Okay. I'm sorry. But no, it doesn't connect there, Sadako.
Oh.
Oh, here, look, lettering. There's lettering up here. Look. That connects. That connects there. So this is... That goes up at the top. No, it doesn't. It doesn't connect there. Someone's saying, do the edges first. We can't tell what the edge is. They're all square.
これが違う。
But no, the lettering.
あ、そうか、
No.
すいません。
Yeah, but you're right, though. It doesn't seem to match. You're right. The tiger definitely
あ、
matches.
これ記念上だね。
I know, but
ここだ。
it doesn't match. It matches this guy. Does it match there? Okay, that's his hands.
matches.
Okay. So we got two left over here.
Missing.
This doesn't line up. Look. That goes there.
こっち。
Nope. This goes in the middle,
はい。
and this goes here. Oh! So it's a bit of a sad... なんか、ちょっと待ってください。本当にうるさいですから、ちょっと待ってください。まだ放送中です。ごめんね。So it's a bit of a sad theme here. You know, as I said, one of the people involved in these match label groups, there was somebody passed away. Interesting. And there's a whole, these what they would be, I guess, then. There's the person involved would have commissioned the main group like this as a theme. And one of these, whatever, would be the title page for it. Then other members of the group, in part of the same commission to the Woodblock print group, other members of the group would commission one by one themselves. They would each, no, different names at the bottom, look. Different members of the group would one by one themselves commission single prints as part of the same theme. Usually these are positive. There would be a Tokaido set that was finished. Then the members would congratulate the guy who had sponsored the set, saying, "Congratulations to Nani-san for finishing the Tokaido set after a long period of hard work and struggle." So this is a similar thing, but in a more negative view. The main one has been commissioned here in commemoration of, I guess, the young lady who's passed away, and other members of the group would add their voices one by one in sympathy. And that's what all the single prints here in the group would be. Although one or two of them might be representative of actually a cover sheet for this and maybe a sort of a colophon sheet. Do you see a date here, Sadako?
はい。
Oh, I do. Look.
これは昭和49年。
No. 昭和4年. Can't
ご
be
めんなさ
sure.
い、4年9月。すみません。
You're only 90
26.
to 40 years off. Yes, Showa 4, September of Showa 4. What's our date?
1944年。
Showa 4, that's 22 years before I was born, which was 51, 41, 31, 29, 1929. They've got it, the bot's got it. 1929, it's older than both of us. Almost 100 years then. This stuff is now 96 years old. There is some preservation problems. Some of these have got a bit of staining. They've been glued into an album which didn't have good paper. All the stuff we've bought from this whole big batch, it's all been taken out of an album, and the album seems to have not had very good quality paper on it. Okay, this is interesting, look, something about this. Technically then, this is all part of one picture, but they don't line up. It isn't one image that's been pasted down and chopped up, because there's a border between each piece. So somebody must have drawn the picture first and then chopped it and pasted it on a block. They didn't. Oh, is it what's the final 4 digits of the tracking? No, 違う. False alarm, just as well. I don't want to try and do it now. Nakagao Mokore story will have to wait for Monday. I should never have even talked about it. Okay. But look at the way this is done, Sadako. They didn't take one picture. They didn't draw one picture and paste it on the block, print it, and then cut them up. Because there's white borders between each part of the picture. So they must have taken the picture, the drawing, chopped it first, pasted them very carefully down to leave a white gap between each one. Then printed it, and then chopped them apart when it's finished. So obviously it was planned like this. This wasn't some... Interesting. Why would they do that? I guess to fit with their theme of match labels. If you're going to send somebody to a match label group, they've got to be chopped into match label size. People are collecting them in little albums and stuff like this. So all the prints have a grey background. It's sort of it's not grey. The background is sort of a sepia sandy color. And there's a grey tone in the prints. The prints have 2 tones of grey, 3 tones. I can see 1, 2, I see at least 3 tones of grey. Or is that the background? It's hard to tell.
That's background.
So you think there's 2 grey tones? Might be 2. It might be key block, background color, and 2 greys. Is what I think it is. So it's a 4 color print.
3 greys.
Where's the third one? Where?
Is this the same? 2 greys.
No, I think it's 2, Sadako. I think it's 2.
Black and 2 greys.
Yeah, the sepia for the background. Let's see this tiger area. What about the tiger? Here we are, look. And I guess there's a story here. I know there's a tale about, I forget the number, 7 Chinese sages, Buddhist sages, in a bamboo forest with a tiger nearby. And I think we're relating to some different stories that go on here. I think it's 2 grey blocks, a light one and a darker one.
6, 7.
Yeah, you're blocking. How many people? Well, the head guy here, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the top guy 16. So there's 16 sages here, I guess. I don't know. There we are, very interesting. I've never seen this one before. It's a little bit sad, the background story, but it can't be helped. The prints are very, very nicely done. Extremely detailed. This would have needed a very, very, very hard piece of cherry wood to carve on. Maybe boxwood, I don't know. And again, to think that we can get this stuff, I put 1,000 yen on the table, and as a result, we've got this in our collection. As usual, this will go into our waiting list for photography and inclusion in our online catalog, but it'll be a long time before we get to it, I'm sorry. Beautiful set of prints, beautiful. Oh, am I imagining this? Look at this. You can see, I think, where the same pieces of paper have been cut apart. Look, there's a little protrusion here and a matching notch on the other piece. So it would make sense that all these prints would actually, if we were really careful, they would all match up exactly, because they would have been cut from exactly the same sheet of paper. One print and then sliced apart. And absolutely, I'm sure we could check every one corner. You could see they will come from the same piece of paper. Okay, there we'll do it. All right, that's today's stream. Monday now, the schedule coming up. Monday, I'll be back here at the same place, same time. I will be carving the other matching block for this print, the 8th print in our series. Then I'm not sure what's happening next week. As I said, financial year end is Monday, so on Tuesday it's all hands on deck in both Asakusa and in Ome, counting our inventory. But I'm then supposed to be busy the next couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, with year-end calculations, inventory calculations, and our year-end closing. So I'm not sure if I'm going to Ome next week. I mean, well, I'm going there Tuesday and coming back for the inventory, but I'm not sure where Thursday's stream will be coming from. Whatever. We'll find a way to get it done. I think that's enough for now. That's a nice print set, you know, clean, sharp. That's one advantage to these match labels. Because they were only usually made in about 200, max 250 copies or so, the blocks are always sharp and clear. They're not worn out. The tragedy is the blocks that would have been carved, do their 200 copies, whatever, and once they're delivered to the customers, those blocks would not be ever used again, and they would have gone either planed off for the next print or they would have gone in the stove. Can't be helped. It was whatever, use and reuse. Okay, thanks so much. I'll see you Thursday. No, I'll see you Monday morning back here at this bench for another carving session. Thank you very much. Still quiet. It's going to be busy though out there. It's going to be busy. Another airplane. Okay, let's shut her down. Thanks so much. See you on Monday. Bye for now. 3, 2, 1, away we go.
Okay.